friends, it's Lori with Main Street Gardener, and today is part 2 of the Shade Garden expansion project. I'm so excited to share with you the progress that we got done. So today, this is first and foremost the before. So this is what the garden has looked like the past 3 years. I have transformed this space over time, and this is what the garden is looking like before we expanded it. So you can see the 2 Adirondack chairs in the back. We really don't use those chairs and we don't walk back there. And so my idea was to expand the space, taking the beautiful path and leading you around through the garden. I thought it would be really fun to be able to walk through the space, have some gorgeous hydrangeas planted on this small hill between the maple tree and the holly tree, and then to have a gorgeous focal point at the holly tree. It would also allow you to see the rest of the garden from a distance. So the first thing that I did was mark it off, and that was all in the first video. So today it's all about construction, and then stay tuned, I'm going to start planting. So construction only took 1 day. We did hire a couple guys that helped me out from time to time with big projects. They did the original pea gravel patio and path that's in the garden. So the first thing was, of course, to consult with them and make sure that we had the layout correct in the garden space and walking the space with them. So they did some cleanup. They got rid of a lot of the ivy, poison ivy. They worked around my water lines, my satellite lines, and all of that fun stuff. They are so great to work with. It's really nice when you find great partners to help you with projects like this. Now, I also had them dig some holes for me. I wanted to make sure that I was going to be able to plant in this space. They did cut through some roots, but they were not tree roots. At some point, this was an orchard. I'm sure there was brush. There could have even been a hedge here between our 2 properties. So not sure, but they did get those holes dug for me. So you can see this larger view of the garden now, and I am just getting so excited about the potential in this space. So I popped out a couple times throughout the day to try to get some clips for you. Now, this back little corner, when we put in our pea gravel patio here, we did not put a ledge or, stacked pavers in this area. And so since they were going to have to pick up a couple extra bricks, I had them go ahead and add this little edge. Our shade garden is edged with bricks because we actually had a stack of bricks left on the property that were original to the house. They had to remove our original chimneys, and so I've used those bricks in this garden. So a lot of the bricks are old. So I went ahead and have them fix that edge for us. Now we are using landscape fabric on the path, and then they did add the plastic edging. It just really supports the pea gravel and makes sure that everything stays nice and intact. I love the shape of it. It does mirror the other side, and it's going to just gently hug these hydrangeas and other plants that I add to the garden. Now, you may notice some white landscape fabric, and that actually was not permeable landscape fabric. So I did have them remove it. You'll see it in a couple clips before we got it all removed. I caught it kind of late in the project, and they did go in and remove it for me because, of course, if you use landscape fabric, you want to make sure it's away from your plants so that they can still get water and nutrition. So that was definitely important. The black one with the lines and things in it is permeable. Of course, weeds can still come through it, but it does help a little bit. So by the afternoon, they had gotten the pea gravel added, and it is exactly what I wanted. I love the bright pop of white in the garden, especially since it's a darker shade garden. Now, the focal point area, I'm not sure if this will stay. I may change it over time, but I've had this sweet little tree bench. It's a curved bench that's supposed to go under a tree. I've had it for a long time, and I've shuffled it around the garden and I've never had the right spot for it. Now it was black, but I decided to paint it this new hunter green spray paint that I've been using in my garden, and I love it. It brought this little bench to life. I think it's just such a sweet focal point at the back of this garden area. So I think for now, I'm going to keep it. I really think my sweet neighbors, little girls, will love to come and sit on this bench, and I think it will be really fun. So I also added this shade container on the left that I've actually had in another spot in the garden. We're going to fill it with plants today, so stay tuned for that. So here's some other views of the garden space. Now this is without the plants, and of course the plants will take time to grow in, but I already just love it. I just think it's so nice to be able to completely walk through the space. It also opens up that additional planting space and really cleans up this area and gives a gorgeous focal point where you can sit under the wind chimes and just enjoy the beauty of the garden. So I'm going to do a little planting today. I actually have already picked up some incredible hydrangeas that I want to share with you.
Okay, so I've decided in Hydrangea Hill, in addition to this gorgeous hydrangea, this is an endless summer, and it is just amazing, absolutely gorgeous. In addition to that, I picked up two of the Jet Stream hydrangeas by First Edition. I'll put it up on the screen in case you want to take a snapshot. I've been really impressed with First Edition hydrangeas. And there's the stats. Now this beauty is going to get large. It is a shade to part shade. Oak leaf, you can see the leaves rather. And it does rebloom. And the blooms should get kind of pink toned. I think they got a little crispy out at the garden center. So we're just gonna pop those off today. And I don't think I'll get any more blooms this season, but I'm planting it now for next year. I'm just gonna pop these off. You can see there's a bloom that's a little bit green, but most of them got crispy. Now this will be in a really great shade area. We will add drip to it. And I'm excited. I haven't had oak leaf hydrangeas. I love them. And this guy can just get as big as it wants. There's no reason. I don't need to prune it. I'm not going to need to worry about its size. So I think it's the perfect spot for an oak leaf. And I really like the color and the foliage. So I'm going to see how they're going to fit in my holes. I may need to get help making the holes bigger. I also need to pick up some compost before I get these planted, but I'm at least see how they're going to look in their space. So we're in the final stage of this shade garden addition expansion. I also have a container that I bought some gorgeous flowers for. So let me finish up on the hydrangeas and then I'll show you the flowers that are going to update this really fun container. So I went by the garden center and actually was able to pick up some gorgeous plants for this container. I don't think they're all going to fit necessarily, but we'll see. So first off, I really like grasses of any color. This is actually a leathered sedge, and it looks like leather. Now it may look brown and dried out, but I think in this shade garden and in this rustic container, I really like it. It is a perennial, And I think it'll be fun to just give a little different color, a little sparkle. It's very bronzy. So that's plant. It's going to kind of probably go in the back or off to the side. Second, we got a gorgeous astilbe, and this one also is going to bring color to the garden. So look at that. It is called Phenol. It is definitely a dark red, grows in a shady area, and I don't have any pops of red out here. So I think that's going to be gorgeous with that bronze colored grass. So we're going to put that in probably towards the back. Now, I know the other plant that I want to definitely add in this space is the Autumn Glow. It's a toad lily, and it's deer resistant, but look at the bloom on that. I think that will be stunning, and then the red will pop up. Really gorgeous, full shade, and it is going to kind of trail. So you can see that kind of trailing habit. I think that will be just perfect in this container. Okay, so got that done. I'm really excited about it. I think it'll be fun to have the beautiful red, the bronze plumes, the little toad lilies. I did add a baby lugwort. I had just a tiny little offshoot that I pulled from my other plants. So we'll see if it takes. No loss if it doesn't. I also think in the spring, late spring, it would be beautiful to add some impatiens, to just have that pop of color out here in this new garden. Now I do need to find a home for my little spruce that has survived a long time. So we'll find a container for that guy.
So I had a little bit of extra time and I had this fern that I had to move. It was in the way of the stone path and I thought it would be really beautiful to have it right here at this corner. I think I had something in this spot before. It was pretty easy to plant in. So I am adding some biotone just to help support the root growth. This fern's been moved twice this year, so just want to kind of help it out. It was actually growing in rock and did phenomenal. So it's a really hardy fern. I'm not sure the name of it, but it comes back every year and it's really hardy. So that is great. Lots of earthworms in this garden space. I've really filled it with lots of compost, leaf mulch, and it is a really pretty easy space to plant in. Now I wanted to go ahead and get some of my Japanese forest ferns in the ground. I have 3 actually. I'm going to get 2 planted today, and I love these. I just think they are so beautiful. Now, someone mentioned to me that their bunnies like to eat them, and I am thinking that may be what happened on the other side of the garden. I had one of these, and it's just a little bit left, kind of hanging on. So I am going to make sure I cover them. I don't think the bunnies will eat them now that they're grown up, but I will make sure to note it for next spring when the bunnies just devour this shade garden. But these are absolutely beautiful, and I think they'll be so pretty growing up and around this edge, breaking up the edge of the bricks on the patio. So I'm going to get a couple of those planted. So here's a view of how the path continues and comes up. I am really excited. Now, I did get the hydrangeas planted, but stay tuned. I am going to do a third video of the expansion project to give you a full tour of the shade garden with everything planted and beautiful. So I'll see you soon in that part 3 video.